It's the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast.
Hello, this is episode 187 of the Solar One Science Fiction Podcast. I'm Mr. Michael Ball. I'm joined once again by Mr. Martin Fowler by the gods of science fiction. And we are here every week to talk about all things sci-fi and also to be quite sort of, how should we say, forefront when it comes to things we like and dislike, whether it's Doctor Who, Star Trek, or whatever, and even that Atlantis film that we saw the other week, which Martin made me watch. But this week we are going to be talking about the latest episodes of Doctor Who and the end of technically the sixth live-action Star Trek series, because it was starting before Picard, which is Star Trek Discovery. Was it a good season? Did it bring the highs that we hoped for after 7 years of production, or was it a dud? But before we go there, hello Martin, what have you been up to? How are you?
I've been all right. Yeah, I've been all right. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I dedicated Sunday to 3 hours, 3.5 hours to start at Discovery, and then I finished with Doctor Who, which I was quite perplexed by it, but I didn't hate it.
Okay, shall we? Well, let's talk about.
So where do you want to start?
Well, obviously the focus is Discovery, so we could put that on the back burner.
Actually, no. Before we start on that, is it Thursday it begins?
Acolyte.
Yes.
Actually, it starts. I think it's released at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning UK time. So yeah, we'll be able to see it.
Is it 2 episodes?
It's 2 episodes. It's a 2 episode start off, yeah. Which they seem to do now on a lot of these things, which is weird. I never used to do that.
What's your opinions on it?
I'm open to it. I think apparently it's had twice the budget of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's $180 million the whole season has cost.
Is that what they spent on them?
They spent a ton on this thing, and I've seen various clips. I actually think it might be all right. It looks pretty good. It's not going to be. It's going to be obviously based a lot on Jedi's and the Force and the Acolyte and I assume it's a Sith. I don't know. There's not much information about it apart from a few tits and bits, but yeah, I think it might be alright. What do you think about it? Are you indifferent? Are you not that bothered?
I think I've watched a couple of reviews of some YouTubers.
What do they say?
And they're going on about what is it, girl bosses and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very female dominated. I mean, I'm only gone by what I've heard. I've not seen it yet, so. But it seems quite negative what's been said about it. But for me, I'm like you. Until I've seen it myself,
I try not to be too swayed by reviews, and this is something which I'm doing more and more now. I mean, the thing is, you always had the curiosity about how people are seeing it, and it can be negative, but I don't always feel the same as a general. I mean, I tend to agree most of what they say. I mean, but no, let's just go with it. I mean, who knows? It might be a dud. I mean, at least it's got a lot of money thrown into it, but that doesn't mean anything. You can have something which has got a lot of money, but it might be terribly written and badly.
I mean, the book nearly 400 million into Flash, and that was a shit show.
I never saw that. Yeah, I never saw that.
I mean, don't.
But it's amazing that you get all this money thrown into a film or a TV production, and yet they don't write a good story. I never understood that. Surely, with all that money, can they not find really good writers to make a good story for the production? And it doesn't always seem to. I never quite understand that.
Oh, I did. I filmed the thing. I did that the other week. I had them all around and filmed it.
Was that the same sort of? Are you talking about
the interrogator thing? Yeah.
Was it the same sort of budget? Was it? Was it the same sort of budget?
180 million it's spent in the bedroom. You know what I mean?
Okay, that sounds like an interesting film. Yeah.
Yeah. 180 million. You know, like I think my budget was about £25.
£25. That's okay. Isn't that about the money you spent towards the Axanar project as well? Wasn't it?
Well, I think we're not going to get that back.
So if you had given that money to what's his face, you could have actually doubled your budget of this production, couldn't you?
Well, I bought alcohol and nibbles. You know, I bought alcohol and nibbles.
So how much was the production after the alcohol and
I
nibbles?
looked after my actors.
So how
I
much was
bought
it in the end?
alcohol and nibbles. You know, I did get pissed actually. I was surprised actually.
Oh,
Like,
yeah? Did it go to your head?
Yeah. There's later on after we've done it.
Was this actually? Will this be seen in the production once it's actually released?
Yeah, no, I'll send you a copy when it's done. You'll be one of the first people to say I value
Thank you.
your opinion. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want us to do a proper review of it later on when it's done, we can do that.
I'll send it to you first and let me know.
Okay. I'll let Lee. That's fine. That's your production, but I'm interested.
But I'm engaged for it. I'm filming again in 3 weeks.
Oh wow! So is it only partly done then? Was it only partly done?
No, I'm making like a Twilight Zone thing with but comedy wise.
Okay.
And it's going to be 5 episodes, and I'm going to join it all together.
Okay. Oh, I look forward to it. This is good.
Episode, and I might up the budget to 30 quid.
Oh wow!
Do you know what I mean?
Does that mean there'll be less nibbles? Is that you're going to spend more on your actual production?
I might buy more nibbles. Do you know what I mean? You know, get a few more nibbles. I might even buy some Ferrero Rocher.
You might even buy chalk ice.
Oh yeah, all right. Oh, an Arctic roll.
Oh, I love it. That'd be fun. Yeah, but what you should do though, do lots of filming and stuff, and make a compilation. I know you do this when you go like to Comic Cons and stuff like that, but have lots of behind the scenes stuff, and then you could do that on your channel. You can once you've released it, you could do a behind the scenes thing.
I'm going to Comic Con.
Oh, which one?
The one in London in July. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not going at the weekend. I'm going on the day before. They've extended it, so there won't be as many people there. So I'm going to film that.
So who's going to that? Anybody famous?
There's been loads of people, like a supermarket of famous people, where you've got to pay 20 quid to go talk to them and get a photograph.
Yeah,
done that shit. Not bothered. Just gonna get in there and.
Yeah, I mean, I went to that Portsmouth one recently and I saw Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, and Paul McGann, and I mean, obviously, I didn't pay to speak to them and that, but it was great seeing them. But it was like I thought, is it really worth it? It's kind of like. I don't know. I can see why you go.
Well, when I was first in it, I used to like getting the autographs, you know what I mean? But I just don't bother now.
Maybe it's the sort of thing you've been and done.
And back in the 90s, autographs were hard to get. Test. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it was. I just like wandering around. Got friends out seen for a long time. It'd be good to catch up with them, really. So.
Yeah,
I'm not dressing up. I'm just going to go now.
I've never
getting the costumes out. May say you look good as they now.
Okay, well, that's all right. Well, like I said, I mean, there's lots of that sort of stuff going on. But I mean, I didn't realise there are a lot of Comic Cons out there, isn't there? I mean, most cities have got one, haven't they? It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's got bigger over the last few years? Is it more kind of like, or has it always been that big? And I'm just more unfamiliar with it.
When I was going in the 90s and early 2000s, you could turn up just going at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like a niche sort of thing. You got a lot of people there who were just fans. And then the MCU arrived. So
is that a trigger? Did that change things?
Well, it's people taking the families down there now. It used to be a bit of a niche thing, you know. But,
right. Okay. That's interesting.
But that's the way it goes, isn't it? They've got to make money, I suppose. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's and they've cancelled WinterCon in Eastbourne. It's gone under.
Oh, you've mentioned that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been going that for 10 years. But nice personal little convention, and it's gone under. The big notification this week cancelled it. Pretty good, really.
Because you like Eastbourne, don't you? You go there quite well. I used to go there relatively often.
Yeah, they moved it to Hastings this time, and it's been cancelled, so pretty good.
Would you think about going to Hastings instead, then?
What, Hastings? Hastings, I don't mind Hastings. I find it quite a fascinating place.
I'm not that. I'm not. Yeah, but my in-laws used to have a caravan down in Hastings.
Right.
And if you go along the south coast to Hastings from where I am, it's a really slow, long road. And they had this.
I've been on that road.
It's like it goes past Brighton and it goes past Worthing and all this, and it's loads of roundabouts, really slow. I mean, obviously, if I were to go,
all
it
those
goes
towns
on
and
for
villages,
hours.
Bexhill and all that, it bloody does. I've been up bus across all that.
And the last time I went there,
Never again.
this caravan site, it was I think it was a Coomhaven, I think it was.
Oh, Haven, they still got
Haven, yeah. And I won't say too much, but they had the quote entertainments in the entertainment centre, and who do they have there? The fucking Crankies. And I was sat there, and I was just like, I thought, I don't want to be here. I'm not. The caravan was really wasn't my cup of tea. And the Hastings, they didn't even know where they were. They thought they were in Worthing rather than being in Hastings, and they were terrible, washed up, dredgy, never good in the first place double acts who I've never understood how. When I heard Fandabby Dozy when I was growing up, I just wanted to give that little fucking little person a good kicking. I mean,
That's his
absolute
life,
shit. I know. It was
his
weird.
life,
They
that's
weren't
his life,
funny. They
yeah.
were crap. And then also, Nicola Sturgeon looked like she was bloody a clone from her or something. Terrible. Honestly, I was never a big fan of the
Fucking
Crankies.
Grandkids, man.
They were shit.
They were like big Jews on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's something like ITV in the 80s.
Saturday night with the Grandkids.
Why the hell? What did they do? They were shit. Absolute shit.
I don't know, mate. It's when they turned that cyclotron on in Europe, something happened. We got shunted to another reality.
Like a mirror universe or something.
Grandkids, I fucking hated them.
They were absolute shit. I do not know how they. And they
Van
were quite
Damme
big.
got-
Yeah, I know.
They were big. They were big.
Right.
They were big, and that's what's telling. And there's there's a parallel universe where they're the greatest stars in the world.
Well, they almost were, weren't they?
Them and Jedwood.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, what would be better, the Crankies or Anton Deck? Which would be the one you'd rather get rid of? I don't know.
The
Like-
Crankies.
Oh,
I don't mind them. And
I
Deck.
bloody hate them.
I quite like
They
them. I
are
know you
two
don't want to watch.
gormless
I know you
twats.
don't want to watch that film with me, that science fiction film, but it does exist. It's there.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
you won't
No,
watch
actually,
it.
do you know
It's
what?
going
That might be worth a review. Actually, what was it called again?
I
Do you
think
remember?
we could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, all right. Okay, what was it called again?
What did you say? Say that again.
Well, no, it might be
Say
funny,
that
mightn't it?
again.
Well, no, but I can't stand
Have
them.
you
But
just admitted live on YouTube? You've
What?
just admitted that you're prepared to review that and next time.
yeah, but it's your bloody turn next week, isn't it? You get to. I mean, I had to suffer the Atlantis thing the other week. So if you say we're going to watch the Cranky, well, not the Cranky.
Are you
Shit.
sure? Like, I want you to think on this.
I tell you,
I want you to think on. I can't do it to you, mate.
I tell you what, I actually want to review a comedy sci-fi. I was thinking of either Spaceballs or Morons from Outer Space.
More
two of those.
from outer space.
Do you like that, Morons from Outer Space?
I fucking love that film.
I've not seen. I've got it. I've not seen it for ages, but that might be worth a review.
Last time I saw that was 30 years ago,
Yeah. Okay.
and I
Alright.
loved it.
We're more. Yeah. Has they got?
Oz in it from off.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, he's in it, isn't he? Yeah. All right. Morons from Outer Space. Okay. All right.
All right,
Um,
think on the. Of course, we will bring the Anton Deck thing back.
Did you see how I tried to dodge the bullet? Then?
I
tried to dodge that
just
bullet.
don't think you're ready for it yet. I think you're not ready for that yet.
You mean I've got
But
to get
we could
more
tear it
training?
apart. Yeah,
Have I got to watch
you
that?
have
Have I got to
have
watch
to
that?
prepare the ways of the Force.
Have I got to watch that program where they eat animals and stuff like that? The jungle thing, where they're in it, just to sort of train myself to watch it one. No, but it features those two twats, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. Just watch the bloody film.
What's it called again, though?
I forgot now.
Oh, fuck God! I have to look at the internet.
No,
maybe
it's
database.
Alien Autopsy. Alien Autopsy.
Alien
It's
Autopsy.
based on that fucking film, The Founder, that Alien.
Yes.
Remember that got released? It's the actual story of that film. That's what they've done.
And this is a
And-
comedy, I assume. This is a comedy.
It's based on the fact they actually showed the alien film footage at the end. What survived?
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
whether it's sort of interesting, you know, when they have that footage of the alien in the autopsy room,
Hmm.
it goes into how they manipulate it, set it up. That's what it's about.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
and it's quite interesting. It's quite funny as well. It surprised me. I was very surprised by what I saw, and it wasn't a bad thing. I'm gonna get shot down. Look what you're doing to me.
What? You brought it up.
Fucking shot down for this.
Well, yeah, but we're going to review it in a couple of weeks' time, and it's your turn again.
Okay.
So if we...
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Next week, morons from outer space, then, right?
Yeah. All right, and then Alien Auto.
Right.
Maybe. Okay. All right.
Right.
All right. Before we go to our first.
Oh, the Acolyte. Anyway, so before we move on.
Yeah, go on.
Acolyte. I'm looking forward to it. I'm open-minded. If it's shit, and we will tell people it's shit next week. If it's good, we'll probably both sit there praising.
I tell you, I've said this before, but Andor. Do you know what? I've rewatched it, and it's better the next time round. It is better. I don't know why. No, it's once you realise that it's not going to be a really fast-paced kind of normal Star Warsy thing. It's actually not bad. It's just that it doesn't fit the pacing of normal Star Wars material. I think that's what the problem is. It's slowed down. It's lots of episodes, and I can see where they're coming from. I think long term, I'm definitely going to look at it in a more favourable light than I did when we tore it down when we saw it the first time. We really tore into it, didn't we?
I agree. I think because I'm watching Obi-Wan for the second time.
I like Obi-Wan.
And do you know,
I really like Obi-Wan.
I finished it last night.
Really enjoyed it. I think it's actually quite a solid series.
Do you know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I totally understand why he's like he is.
Yeah.
And I get it. You know what I mean? You're cut off from all your support.
Yeah. After 10 years as
you're
well.
You're isolated.
Yeah.
You're living in fear.
Yeah.
You know, and he has to come out. And I get it. I ain't got a problem. I've really enjoyed it.
I think it's a really, really underrated series.
Yeah.
Even Boba Fett.
I'm going to give Boba Fett another go.
Oh, okay. Honestly, I watched that again. I really enjoyed it. I think it's another solid series.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't it weird how honestly, a lot of these live action Star Wars series actually are pretty good. They're not quite.
When you watch it,
yeah.
It's better when you watch it a second time round.
And also not look at reviews. Just go with it with your own perspective, which I think we're going to try and do. I'm not going to look at too much Acolyte stuff until I've seen it.
I saw the Alien Romulus trailer, the new one.
Oh, as a new, because the one I saw, it looked like Alien 90210, but was it?
No, well, they showed a lot of them like facehugger things running about, and then she were there at end with Pulse Ride.
Right. Does it look good?
Oh, it looks alright, yeah.
When is it out? Is it August, isn't it?
24th of August or something.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
I don't think I'll be going to see it though.
Yeah, I mean, I want to wait till Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes comes out in digital.
Yeah, I do recommend that.
And then maybe we'll actually review that once I've seen that. We also got to do Dune as well. I still want to do Dune as well.
I've not seen part 2 yet.
No, but we haven't.
Have you seen it?
No, but we've seen part 1. We can review part 1 first.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
That's something else put on the list.
I think with part 2, because it's like 3 hours long, I've got to be in like.
Oh yeah. You can't just go into Oh
it.
no, you can't just think.
I can't just put it on now.
No, you can't.
I was going to give it a go Sunday night. I saw it and I thought should I watch it, and then I thought 3 hours of that. You know what I mean?
No, I think that's but we'll definitely do that over the summer. No, I've only got 7 minutes before we'll do a.
Well, let's go. And come
back. We'll do a stop point because Discovery is going to be more than 7 minutes to talk about Discovery. So let's just.
Well, let's Doctor Who then.
Yeah, Doctor Who. So I saw Dot and Bubble over the weekend.
Oh, that.
Right? No, and do you know what? I actually thought it was a really good episode. I quite enjoyed it.
I did.
It was actually very clever. It was very clever the way that. No, I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I loved it.
I love the idea, and then some people have said it's a bit like a Black Mirror episode, which I can see.
Yeah, I thought that.
But I love the fact that woman was a complete bitch.
And they were disgusting.
But it was clever because when you started off, you thought she was going to be a character who she'd be rescued, and she was like literally I just worked 2 hours a day, and she was a racist, and she was out for number one, and she was completely hypnotized by social media, and it was some very clever writing in this episode.
Oh yeah, they had the right go.
Really good. I loved it.
Yeah.
And like all her friends, everyone was white. Everyone's writing it.
self-obsessed people online that just, you know what I mean? And I thought they nailed it fucking beautiful.
It was, and you know what I liked about it? The first time the Doctor is a person of colour, and he was judged for that, and he couldn't save her because of that. That's clever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That is what you call very clever.
I like that. That is the whole point. If they're going to have a Doctor who's going to be a person of colour, which I thought would be a sort of unusual way of going, but they've done it. Credit to him. Credit to that story. I think it was very, very solid. It was a real clever idea on contemporary Doctor Who.
And what the genius of that was, you weren't expecting that at the end.
No, I thought she was going to be.
I was expecting a positive ending.
No. She was going to die because she was a stuck-up little bitch, and she was like a spoiled...
Yeah, no, she was fucking horrible. She was fucking horrible. She was. And when she said, "You're not one of us," when they're all going off, things outside the Dome City.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, he says, "Look, I can save you. I'll take you somewhere where you..." And
you'll be safe.
And she said, "You don't want to..."
Bollocks,
And I saw his face, and I saw tears down his eyes. And there was nothing he could do, even as benevolent as he is. He couldn't, because all of them, they were so far up their own asses.
Yeah, there's no way they could be saved.
Yeah,
no
we're
way
just
they could be saved.
Switch it on again and just be all wonderful. So they'll just die out within weeks then.
Yeah,
they won't last 5 minutes
because they won't accept any offer from somebody who's different. And that was good.
Yeah.
You see, that's good writing. That to me in science fiction is good writing.
That wasn't 4 episodes now that have done very well so far.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Yeah, we've actually been pretty complimentary about this season. It's. I mean, I think next week's looks a bit. I'm not sure. It's going to be like an 18th century weird thing. It looked a bit. I don't know. That looks a bit.
I had a conversation with my mate about this overnight when I was around his house, and I was telling him we were on about Capaldi and Tennant, like, and I said we should see Gatwa. I want to see that dark side of him come out.
Yeah.
You know when Tennant, like, where he meets the villain or Capaldi, like one of these megalomaniacs,
and they're just completely.
And he says, if you don't stop this, I will destroy you, and I'll bring it all down.
We've seen that. We've seen all.
And we've seen that, and the assistant has to stop him because it's like there's this dark side to him that if it's fully unleashed, he'll become a monster. And it's the humanity of the assistant that stops him. Stop. Yeah. You know, I think when we're saying this word Ncuti Gatwa, that sign, that and how powerful it really is. Like, you do this, I'll bring everything down around you, and I will destroy it. You know that. I want to say that. I think when we're saying that, I think we've got a fantastic. I think we'll get a clearer.
I can't quite see him doing that yet. But then we don't know.
Not yet, later, being the later series.
Yeah, but whether the actor can do that, because it's more.
I think he can. I think he can. I think he can. I know he's very positive at the moment, and I like that. But they're going to make the villain that's so malevolent. He's going to become the opposite to that and say, "Look, you do this, I'll destroy you." I want to say that, and I look maybe next series. But
there's only 3 more episodes to go this season, so
yeah.
I mean that's the unfortunate
thing. But last 4 episodes, not looking at it. I've enjoyed it. I think it's been good writing. I've enjoyed it, and you and I have had repartee with messages saying that were good.
Yeah, but we have not a hate channel. We are, if something is shite, we'll say it's shite. If it's good, it's good. And these have been pretty good, these recent ones. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I just wish the season was a bit longer than 8 episodes. But
I do. It's a shame really, because when you told me last week, I thought it was like 11.
No,
and you said it's only 8, and next week 6. This week it's 6, and
and then we got the 2-parter.
I'm going to be pretty gutted.
Yeah. Let's see how they can pull it off, though. Let's see. Yeah. Right, talk about things which they pulled off the last season or the current season. Discovery. Let's go into our review now, and I think this one's going to be interesting. The Michael Burnham Show. Are you ready?
Do we have to talk about it?
Last time, mate. Last time, I promise. Okay, here we go.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus of the week.
Alright, so this week we are reviewing the end of an era, a sci-fi era. Not a solar sci-fi era, but a space Star Trek sci-fi era. We are talking about the last season of Star Trek Discovery. And this is one which I've been looking forward to talking to with Martin. Obviously, we've been reviewing the actual whole season, and Martin saved up the last three and decided to have a little binge. I think it was over the weekend. You must have done that. And you did text me saying, I've done it. I've watched them. But what did Martin think of what he watched? That is the most important question to share on YouTube on our two respective channels. Martin, what did you think of Star Trek Discovery?
Why are you asking me first? You made me watch. You made me watch.
Hang on a minute, you're a Star Trek fan, aren't you?
I am, but I felt obligated.
So were you going to give up and not watch season 5? Were you going to think, sod it?
I just wasn't expecting what I had said from the. I knew they'd do it. Anyway, it's what did you think first?
All right, okay. Now I was actually on Sci-Fanatics over the weekend.
Yes, I saw that. I watched it from 52. Yeah.
Thank you. And we watched. We spent almost 2 hours talking about it. It wasn't all bad. I think the stupidest thing about the entire season, which I did make it quite apparent on their show, was that the whole plot was the progenitors, their technology, who they were, the revelation of whether the technology could go into human hands, and what the consequences were potentially for the Star Trek universe at this point. It could actually be almost god power, from what I understand it. That didn't happen in the end. The whole season was reminded me of the Key to Time from Doctor Who, where every week they found another piece, they put it together to get the grand answer and everything else. And they did exactly the same thing in Discovery. In the end, they finally did get all the pieces. They did get it all together. They did get it going. They did plug it in the thing. They thought, right. And then we saw a progenitor. And she was very nice, and yes, this is what we've done. And then she said, this isn't actually our technology. We just took it off somebody else. We haven't got a fucking clue. And then Michael Burnham, in the episode, this is the crux of the entire season, thought, bollocks, let's just chuck it down the black hole and piss off. And that's my review.
Right, and if you enjoyed this podcast, we will be back next week talking about the Solar One podcast. So bye-bye.
All right, okay. That is just my main criticism. First of all, obviously there's a lot going on, but that was my opening information and review of what I thought about my opening comments of Star Trek Discovery season 5. So the ball is now in your court. What is that ball going to say?
I put it on Sunday afternoon. I watched 8, 9, and 10. Didn't mind 8, but all right. Number 9, but a bit ropey. And then we got there.
So hang on, episode 8 was Labyrinth. That's the one when Burnham is trapped within a mindscape designed to test her awareness.
I've seen all that before. Nothing.
Yeah. Episode 9 was Lagrange Points. That was the one where they discovered 2 black holes, and after Mullen and Breen captured a mysterious structure that contains the progenitor's power. Captain Burnham must lead a covert mission to try and get it back. And then Life itself. Go on, you're carrying on from that point.
And then we got to number 10, and she jumped inside, and it was all
Matrixy flying around with no gravity.
It was. Wandered round for about half an hour.
The fight between her and just went on and on and on and on. I thought, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean?
And she ended up doing triangles wrong on the table, but of course fucking Burnham figures it out,
Of course,
as she does.
as she does.
Yeah.
Super Burnham.
Finally, we're going to get the big revelation we're going to be talking about for years.
Yeah.
What an amazing episode of Star Trek. They really did it. And it's going to be fucking great. And we're going to be talking about this.
That's it. The biggest thing in Star Trek for 10 years, yeah.
And we got there and a progenitor appeared and it was like, we didn't create this. We found it and we were alone in the universe. But obviously there was something else there before.
Yeah, and we just took it.
And so the whole episode of The Next Generation just
was
got
completely redundant. Yep, redundant.
pointless episode.
Yep.
Pointless, no point watching it. Revered as one of the best episodes at Next Generation ever, and they fucking destroyed it in less than a minute, right?
Yeah.
And she's talking, and it's going on about a friend, and we got into this. But you've got a choice. You can become the new Guardian, and sitting here by yourself for eternity till next twat turns up, and then. And you get to know the secrets of life. And she says, "Can you save her boyfriend?" Well, we can clone him, but it won't be it.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I thought,
What?
done it again.
Yeah.
They've made me sit through this
Again. Yeah.
And
Every year. Every how many?
Every-
5 years we've been doing this,
every
right?
year.
Every year. The last episode of Discovery, we've been saying, what the... You know what I mean?
Yeah, last series, Galactic Barrier.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great, we're going back.
We're going to see the
got
galactic
there.
barrier. It wasn't the
And
galactic.
it were a load of jellyfish things. Oh, what you mean?
And this year we had the Badlands, and it wasn't the Badlands.
Oh, that was terrible. I'm not even don't start me on that one. And then it were like this like there were no importance to any of it. There were no big cosmic revelation. We got into a load of bullshit about everybody being different and how we should all like diversity and all that, which fair enough, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And we get that right. Star Trek's #1 message. But to be told that by an alien that died out billions of years ago, like we figured that out. And this great power that could transform a galaxy, right? Rewrite life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is you're talking a power level based on.
Yeah. This is something very special.
And like starts at the motion picture, he merges with her, becomes Q-like, and ascends to the higher levels. We didn't even get that. It was like, oh well, I've been hanging around here for the last 5 billion years. I'm a bit bored, and I can clear off, and you can take my place.
And you can sit around for the next 5 billion years and do fuck all.
Yeah, till next twat turns up with big question. And then she decides, well, I don't know if I can do this responsibility because...
What, sitting around? We're sitting around in a void for the rest of eternity. Is it too hard a job?
And so she goes running off back to them, you know what I mean? And saves everybody. I feel sorry for her. I mean, her story, her when she lost her partner, all that, her story just became pointless after that.
You mean Marlon Locke, you mean?
Yeah, because he never got brought back. Well,
I thought he was going to be brought back. I thought that made the whole thing...
They should have brought him back.
Yeah,
But
I think that would have been a better
We
resolution.
can bring him back, but he won't be him.
But I think it's funny that the actor, he would have had to go back for the last day of shooting as a dead person, just to lie there for like 10 minutes and sort of like say, oh no, we can't get you back, and that's it, mate, you're done. I just thought that completely, I don't know.
What they should have done, it should have been. You see, I thought there was a point with the Doctor.
Oh yeah.
The Doctor, he was feeling this connection to it, right?
Yeah, because of the Trill thing, wasn't it, or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should have gone in there, followed her in, and he was the one that chose to become the guardian of it.
That makes sense. Yeah, and then
I would
that's
have got that because he was chosen because he was connected.
and he also had some preparation because of his experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I go along with that. I'll go along with that.
And he starts ascending to this godlike level, and he stops what's going on outside and says, "You're not ready for this shit yet. Nobody's ready for it." And that's it. You're too immature as a
But
no.
I like the idea that one of the main cast would actually go off and actually. I mean, in their defense, don't forget that if this had been a series finale when they actually filmed most of it, they might have changed it. But they had to. It was a season finale, so that's part of their defense.
One of the worst season finales I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It would sort of. I mean, they should have had some kind of big thing. Something happened to somebody. It said even that Mullen Lock, they became one, and
Yeah.
they and really, you can't leave. You get all this power, but the thing is, you can't leave. There's a thing and the knowledge, and something that you're gonna think, well, that was impressive. I love the writing. And it wasn't, oh, we got this. Well, I've been hanging about in here for 5 billion years, waiting for you to turn up so you can do what I've been doing, and we can bring him back, but it won't be him. You mean you can clone him?
Yeah.
Well, sort of, yeah. And what about the power of life and death? Well, it don't quite work like that. We can clone him, but there's big bumps and guts.
What was the actual resolution? Didn't they just throw the actual technology into the black hole or something?
Well, this was other thing. So you've got this technology at least to it basically take you to the next level, right, of technology.
Of existence or whatever, yeah.
It's like the ancients, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, it reminded of the ancients.
And beyond that, you become like
almost ascended or something.
The next level.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been, the doorway to something big like that. And she goes back. And then they decide to shove it in. Well, they don't put it in the black hole. They put it on the periphery so nobody can get to it.
That's right.
And it just flows around in a black hole for the next 5 billion years. But then somebody somewhere is going to figure out how to get in there. So basically, the most powerful weapon in creation or device, or whatever it was, we never even really found out what it was. We know it lied. Basically, it's a more advanced version of Genesis.
Yeah, but what you're saying is that they made the whole situation more dangerous because they put all the pieces together. Before,
no, it's all right. Believe it, it's all right.
Why not just take all the pieces and separate them all back again and put them where they were in the first place?
Well, I don't know.
But they didn't. They've made it more dangerous.
So they've left it out there. It's floating around the black hole.
For somebody to find. For somebody to find and use. Yeah.
Somebody's going to figure it out, and that was it. And she's like, oh shit! And then all it was then half an hour and 40 minutes of fucking hooks. And then,
I knew that when I watched it. I thought Martin is gonna. I honestly, I was watching it, and when they'd hugged for about 35 minutes, and they were practically, oh, I love you all, goodbye. And I thought Martin's going, I'm getting really fucking pissed off with this. Just fuck off.
I thought it finished.
No.
And then there were another fucking scene where she's married to him.
Yeah.
I thought, fair enough. That went on.
And they did like a future scene, and they had a son and all this stuff. Yeah.
He was a captain.
He was a captain, yeah.
And she's like all wise and loving and caring. and then there was Satan with Grey where they're all patting her on back because she went on the first away mission and proved herself. and they were all this and Saru getting fucking married.
I like that. I didn't mind him getting. I like Saru.
Right,
Saru was. I liked it. I like that. I like. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right, and then it was like half an hour of her. And then we got the most ridiculous scene at the end of it, where she walks onto the bridge of Discovery.
Yeah.
And you can hear all the past voices of the crew.
Yeah, and they also.
She comes out with this twist like Zora. I'm going on a mission, and it's going, will I ever see you again? And she's going, no, but you'll be put in a place.
Well, you know what that's all about, though, don't you?
Because she's going in there, isn't she?
Well,
she's going to go in that fucking thing. What they found? She's going to go in there, isn't she?
What, Calypso?
No, not Calypso. That fucking progenitor thing.
Oh, she said, I don't know.
She says that shit, don't she? She's on that depressing scene. You know where the cottage Star Trek continues with doors.
Yeah, which was really, really good, by the way. Which was like made me tear up. It was so bloody good. But they did it in Discovery, and it was shite compared to the way that.
It was totally shite. You saw outline of it. She walks on and she's looking around. and
she got a Walkman on. She sounds like she's driving to something.
Yeah, she's looking around and she can hear the voices in the past. And then she goes, Zora, and then fucking computer starts though, got emotional issues. And it's like she says, we're going on one final mission. And it's going, well, I'll see you again. It said you might do, but you're going somewhere.
You're going off and sit in a void for 1,000 years, which is what
in 1,000 years, and then I'm gonna fucking come back for you. And that was it finished, and it was like, so I assume she's gonna go off to that thing.
Well, no, I don't know. Okay, I mean, obviously
well, that's
they.
What I'm surmising.
They obviously changed the ship back to retrofitted it. They made it look back at how it was in season 1, which I thought was weird.
Well,
because they were trying to link it up with Calypso. Calypso, the Discovery is left for a long, long time in the future, and then it's the AI technology finds that soldier or character and rescues them and all that sort of stuff. And they made a lot of the finale link up with that short trek from 2018, which most people wouldn't even be aware of, let alone see the link. I saw the link, and I actually watched Calypso afterwards, right? Because I thought
enlighten me then.
It didn't. No, that's what it was. It was just a link to a short trek. I don't know where Michael Burnham, whether she went to the progenitors. I didn't get that vibe, but you might be right.
Where's the ship hanging about for the next 4,000?
Well, no, it's supposed to be left abandoned to be found by that character. But why? Unless Michael Burnham knew about that, maybe she got some perspective of future events or something. But it didn't.
But she said she's not coming back. It's one final mission.
Yeah, but and what happened was
that she got inside that machine then.
Well, maybe she did, and maybe the ship was then abandoned because she'd left the ship, and then it was then linked up with Calypso.
Why didn't they just tell you that?
I don't know why they. I don't know. They wanted.
Well, come on. That was the worst final episode of any Star Trek series.
Well, even I preferred Enterprise to this. I'm sorry.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, come on. It was better than this. I like that episode.
I get my own knowledge of that.
I like that episode.
It never happened.
So you're saying that's worse than this one?
That was worse than the Enterprise one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the Enterprise one was better.
The greatest two endings of any Star Trek series.
All good things, and what will you leave behind? Endgame with Voyager's ending was too rushed.
Yeah, there should have been another episode.
Or they should have had at least 20 minutes while they're in the Alpha Quadrant, and they all got like all the marquee got let off.
You saw slightly what happens to the future.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like the way that they're rushed. I still like it. I still like Endgame.
Yeah, I love Endgame, but tastes were terrible. Sackroom, and they really melted. I never connected with Burnham. I never did.
No, my other half said that.
She
said that. She said, and I think a lot of people. It's nothing against Sonequa Martin Green. I can't pronounce her name. I just don't think that the character was written particularly appealing to a lot of people. I mean, I saw her in The Walking Dead. She was in a sort of similar character. I don't know why she didn't quite stand out as well as she could have done.
Yeah, well, Anson Mount walks on that bridge and he just nails it, doesn't he?
A lot of people were saying that season 2 was the best, and that was Anson Mount's season.
Yeah, he carried that without him. She'd have been good as the supporting character.
Well, she was more of an equal in that season. Maybe that's the difference in that season with Pike and Anson Mount. Burnham was more of an equal rather than the forefront so much. I mean, I know she was still.
Well, they were trying to go with it by seeing it through like a second officer's eyes.
Yeah, and I think that worked.
Yeah.
I mean, also.
But you know how she never had it to sit in the big chair. She never did.
No.
She could have been they made a great second officer. You know, like, I could say on a science officer, a big part, but one of the supporting crew, but she was totally wrong for that part.
Another thing I didn't like was a lot of the space battles in Discovery. I never liked the exterior shots; they never looked quite right.
No,
I watched some of the space battles in Enterprise, which was made almost 20 years before. And they're far superior.
I agree.
Why? Why are they far superior?
It's all very smudged out, isn't it?
It's never like proper black and white space with the ship. It's all kind of like light emanations, and it's not. I don't know what it is, but the ship's never always very darkly lit.
It's all a bit dodgy. I know what you mean.
But I can't explain what it is. Why was it like? I watched the episode. It's the episode season 3 during the Zindiark, something Prime. I can't remember the actual word. And there's a scene where the Enterprise is almost blown up. Like parts of the bridge are blowing up, parts of the whole ship. People are flying out of the Enterprise. They're all about to die. You see this close up on T'Pol. She thinks, this is it. We're going to die. It fades out. The ship rocks round. The lights are all going out. And I thought, my God, if we could have had one scene, anything like this, in the entire 5 years of Discovery, then I would have actually gone up. Never.
Look, I've got just full steel lot of it down Tyler.
Yeah. I just don't know why.
If that's what we got. They did it last season and season before.
Every season, we always said it started off good and then it messed up.
Look, the first 6, 7, the first few episodes.
We were fine.
The price 6 to 7 episodes. I was thinking this is different. Finally, they've got the shit together, and then they did it, didn't they? They can't help themselves. They've done it every bloody season. First, it was the kid that had the tantrum.
Yeah.
Right.
Then it was
out the Federation and everybody. Right. But then they never explained why there were time ships running around in 29th century.
That's right.
We're going to the other big revelation here.
Oh, I know you're going to mention a certain Daniels, you mean?
Which sort of made sense, but I did bring this up. Well, if there were no dilithium crystal and everybody used it, why were the time ships flying about?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they.
Well, this is it. Well, then we found out it was him, and we saw George's visor and Cisco's ball.
Baseball, yeah. What did you think about? So
I found that was quite.
I actually like the fact that it tied in with Enterprise. It's a link to Enterprise.
I did.
I think that's one of its actually. I like Coleridge. Is it Coleridge? I liked his character.
I love Enterprise. I always have done.
Yeah, and I think that's nice because technically this is the series after Enterprise, so to have a link to this, that's good. And also, season 5, right? One thing I also like compared to the early seasons, it did start to go back to canon. We had because when Discovery started, it was so far away from anything from previous shows; it was completely out there. This season we had,
they just shoved it all in, and it's like what's going on,
But I mean, this season we had the Breen, which I thought were actually quite well done.
Fantastic.
I like the Breen.
I thought what they did with the Breen was incredible. I really did.
So it's not all bad. I mean, at least, yeah. I mean, I still could actually consider this the second strongest season of Discovery.
I have to agree with that.
I think it would probably go for me. It would probably go.
No, I did. I thought season 2's the best.
Season 2 is the best.
Even though it was all over.
Oh, so yours is season 2, 1, 5, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And mine is probably 2, 5, 1, 3, 4.
But I don't have a problem shoving a whole lot of it down the toilet of eternity. Can we have a toilet special effect now, please?
If I remember it, your sound effect will be playing right now. I'll do my best. I can't promise, but if it's there, it's there. Toilet of eternity. Yeah, that'd be quite good.
And when the box set gets released of all 5 seasons, I won't be buying it.
No, you're not going to put it in your collection. Oh, so this... Have you already answered the question of the week, then? Is it going to be part of your collection?
No.
And you've got every other Star Trek...
I'll keep it in digital, but no, I won't go out and buy it. No, I won't, because I feel 3 times they've done it. First, it was the child that had the tantrum.
3 strikes and out is basically as well.
That really pissed me off. because I would expect there was some level of force out there that was behind it, which I would have liked. Then we got the galactic barrier. We're all jumping for joy. The galactic barrier, we got there. It was a load of aliens that didn't realise that we existed, and they were hovering up planets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, I didn't
And
think
then-
about that. Yeah.
And then the scent and colours of love and passion and all that, touching and the aliens go, we love you too, we're really sorry. You know, and so that was shit. And then we got this season 5, which started off okay. It did, and the brain thing, I thought we're on to something. Finally, we're going somewhere. And then they did it. They couldn't help themselves, could they?
It
Let's
reminds
get
me.
the final episode and wind them all up and fuck it up. And they did. When we met the progenitors, one of the best ever Star Trek Next Gen. One of my
Interesting
all-time
concepts.
favourite-
Yes.
Favorite Next Gen episode I've watched 1,000 times. I
Yeah.
love that episode.
So now when you see it in the future,
They've got hold of it and
Yeah.
they've just fucking made it pointless.
yeah,
Pointless, man.
because
They've
when you
got-
go back to the episode, you're not seeing the progenitors. You're just seeing some twats who are looking after the technology.
Yeah, hi, I've been in there 5 billion years. They all died off. And well, yeah, I'm going to go off and fucking retire now. I'm going to go to Eastbourne. And you, Burnham, can sit there and we on your table and then wait for next
Yeah.
class, you know, in 5 billion years' time, you know, from Star Trek. And go, oh, what's all this about? You know, well, it's, you know, you just sitting there and do nothing for 5 billion years, and Burnham can retire.
That's it.
Just a load of bollocks, man.
And don't forget, when she retires,
so much for this.
it's all about the hugging. Don't forget, and the crying. Burnham's hugging and crying.
Oh, that was great. You know, we're so proud of you. Like, you went
Oh,
on
you've
that
done so well. Oh,
and hacked it.
oh.
Like, yeah, that's your fucking job. You're a Starfleet officer. That's what you do. You get beamed into dangerous mission. But no. Let's come on. Go Club, come on. Come on, Go Club.
Okay. Oh
You
God,
know,
no. Piss
Well,
off.
you know what, mate, I sit through that bollocks, man.
I know. Yeah.
And I don't want. I love Star Trek. It's my life.
Me too. Me too.
And what they've done to this, I was so excited when this came. When it started 5 years ago.
Oh God,
Everybody-
yeah.
I loved it.
And then you watch the first episode with those Klingons. Thought,
Oh, yeah, well, we
no.
forgot about it. We
Yeah, but when we first started it, that's when we realised that it was in trouble from episode 1.
oh yeah. The Klingons-
It never saw it fucked up from episode 1. It never recovered.
No, and then the one that got turned into a human over the Klingon,
Oh yeah.
and then he was like an ally.
Section
And then he
31 as
ended
well.
up working for
Section 31. Yeah.
And then it just disappeared.
Yeah.
Never heard from them again, and then they get transported in. They never explain where that entity came from future.
Oh,
That AI thing, they never really went to where that.
I can't. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I can't remember the end of it. I can't remember.
Don't bother,
No.
because I'm not going back over any of this. Yeah, Neil Wells, and I get to see one of the best Star Trek pilot episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was sorry.
You know what I mean? He just nails it, and every single episode is Strange New
But
Worlds.
people say that
Exemplary,
but
it's
pe-
exemplary, more or less.
people say though that Strange New Worlds, a lot of it is thanks to actually Discovery actually starting in the first place.
Can we not bring that into it? You have
Why
to
not?
spoil it. You have to spoil it, man.
What?
You do,
Mind you,
do you?
do you remember that Picard season 2
I know,
was
I know you're right. I know you're right.
Picard season 2 was very similar.
We wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, or Picard.
No,
but
you're
but
right.
mind you,
You're
right?
right.
Picard season 2 was very similar to Discovery. It had a really good beginning of season 2, and then it really fucked up, and it really never
No, it
recovered.
did. Season 2 was terrible.
Right? And it's the only
Yeah.
one that's ever really done it and actually hit the ball out of the park is Picard
Season
season 3, and obviously
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds as well. But that's different because that's
Yeah.
that's standalone. It's not the same thing. That's what gives it its strength.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, you're going to be always off to a much better way of doing it because it doesn't have a big arc. A lot of the stories, although there are some smaller arcs,
Yeah.
it's a standalone, and that's what Star Trek works best.
That's what you want.
But they Discovery kept doing this, even though Discovery, you said that season 5, the episodes you liked, because although it's part of the arc, the episodes were relatively standalone, which gave it its strengths.
Don't get me wrong, there were 1 or 2 episodes in Discovery I thought were exemplary.
Yeah.
The one the one where they went to Saru's planet was superb.
Oh God, yeah.
Right, that was a masterpiece.
That was season 2. I think that was season 2.
That was, and it was very low.
I like when they went to Talos 4 when we saw that was season 2 as well. That was a great one.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the old series. I mean, I'm not gonna all of it's been bad. Some of it has been decent, but unfortunately, the decent ones are few and far between.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, like I said, that's another Star Trek series done. Unfortunately, we're going to continue this era with Starfleet Academy,
Well,
which I'm not particularly looking forward to.
you know what that's going to be about, don't you?
Well, it's going to be teenagers lusting after each other.
You know what they're going to do in Star Trek Academy? It's going to be loads of this.
No, it's going to be more like. Is it going to be more like? Is it going to be? I mean, there's going to be a lot of contact, but it's going to be more than hugs, I think, from what I gather.
Well,
I don't know. Well, anyway, that's it for live action Star Trek for this year. The next thing we can look forward to is Strange New Worlds, which has just finished its filming of season 3. It won't be out till 2025, and then we're going to have to wait another year for season 4 to be 20.
Strange New Worlds this year.
Nope, it's going to be early next year.
We're not getting it in July.
What, Strange New Worlds?
Yeah.
No, they've only just finished filming it. They're going to spend a year doing production, post-production.
We've got to wait till next year to watch it.
Yeah, all we've got is the animated stuff, which I'm not so into. So, Lower Decks and what's it, Prodigy? No, is it Prodigy? Yeah, Prodigy. Which I'm not. You know me, I'm an old man. I don't like. I'm not so. You know, I don't know why. I can't get into animated stuff. I just don't get into it. I should do, but I just don't. You know. So, anyway, Martin, thank you for your review. So I suppose out of 10, what would you rate Discovery? Okay, should we do?
Well, we've asked the question. Would you have it in the collection?
We would, but how we give it a number though out of 10? So what would you give Discovery season 5 at least?
It does have its moments, and I don't, because I have to be sort of fair with it, because if it weren't for this, we wouldn't have got the other shit.
Which is what I'm saying. Okay.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, I'm going to give it the same. I'll give it a 7 as well.
Because it springboarded the other Trek stuff.
And there one or two.
That's the only reason it's getting a 7.
And there are some aspects which I actually still. Yeah, I think 7's a good. 7's just right.
I love the Discovery shit. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 7's a good one. Okay, mate. Well, listen, thanks for that review. So next week we're going to be reviewing more on Outer Space. I don't want to actually find any graphics for it, but it's a film that's never been released on Blu-ray, and it's a shame because I'd like to. Oh, is it on YouTube? Okay, I'll have a look at that. But I know that there's not lots of high quality copies out there, but we'll see what we can do. So thank you for that. We're going to finish with. I had to include this. With Nick on Cyphernetics, there was a point where I talked about the progenitors, and he completely lost it, and I just thought it was very funny because it did just sort of like, they obviously agreed from my perspective that, you know, the progenitors really, they turned into a bit of a joke, and it made the actual whole season a bit of a joke.
It destroyed that episode,
and it's a real shame because you know, it's always a shame because, you know, I do try to keep down my high expectations of these things, but sometimes you just can't help it. You know, you really think, is it going to be that good? And it's not often I get like that in modern Star Trek. I've had it with Strange New Worlds. I've definitely had it the most with Picard, but I didn't have it very much with Discovery, which is a shame. So there we go. That's how it is. Martin, thank you very much for joining me as always. We will catch you next week on the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
I think the resolution was really just like, what the hell was the whole point of this entire season for that resolution? And I think that's my biggest criticism of the entire season, which all this, I mean, when we first heard about it, I mean, I still remember The Chase, and it was such a good episode of Next Generation. Oh, they're going to follow up this. You know, at the end of the season, I was thinking, well, are they going to be able to like seed humanity on new planets and all? I mean, nah, just going to chuck it away, mate. Don't worry about it, mate. Who cares about it? I don't want it. Just chuck it down the black hole, mate. Who cares about this load of old rubbish? That's all right.
We'll be right. We'll be right.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. It's not. It's a bit dodgy. Don't matter, mate. Just chuck it away. All right. Sorry, guys, but that's my perspective.
I definitely don't think this should have been Burnham's decision. Like, this was too big for that. It's like, you know, and what did I
need it, mate? You don't want it, mate. Chuck it.
Not for sale no more. Yeah.
Nah, don't. It's not. It's dodgy. It's like, you know, don't worry about it, mate. It's okay. Just got it down. It's chopped down the road. Just chuck it away. Sorry. That's my review.
It's like when people put their garbage out on the ledger strip to be collected by someone else.
It's like we have car boot sales in the UK. Like, you go down and you go, how much is this? I'll give you like $5. Nah, I don't want it. It's okay. It's not going to rubbish anyway. And it wasn't even mine anyway. It was my mate's down the road. He gave it to me. Don't worry about it. Anyway, sorry. I digress. Yeah, it wasn't the best resolution. Let's just put it up.